Good afternoon, morning, or evening. I am in my basement, my dungeon, my laboratory, where I've taken stuff apart. And in this video, I bought a couple of cheap drones off of eBay that were broken, pretty much for the battery, or one of the batteries, and just to take them apart, because I love taking stuff apart. So that is this video, pretty much in a nutshell. And I'm trying to see if the battery works, which I find and figure that out. So these two are my new drones. How do you like? I like this right here. This is our rack. I don't even know what name brand they are, but they light up and they're extremely useful. And I feel kind of cool with them. It looks dorky, but I don't care. I feel like Superman. Woo! Anyway, extremely useful, especially looking for little pieces. More sharper image drones I bought off of eBay for extremely cheap. And this is one of I bought a set of 3 sharper image drones, the Mark II. And had a fun time. I sold 2 of them. And I kept this one because it didn't have all the screws. I have a different project I'm working on, and but I wanted to take that one apart first and look at the battery and see what kind of battery it was, the size, different project. But now I'm going to take apart these. It said they work. This one has a crack. This one has some body damage. Probably still do work. Probably just need to be charged. Still gonna take them apart. I couldn't find a battery on this one, so we'll see how this goes. Anyway, I love these guys. So I stand corrected. These are not sharper image drones. I'll figure what they are and put it in there later. So what I've done so far is, as you can clearly see, taking out the battery, which I'm going to take apart that too. And this obviously is cracked. But see, this is repairable. That's fixable. Some of the stuff is not. These are different propellers than bushels than I've seen before. They're like a cylinder. So all 4 cylinders for the bushels. And kind of looking for damage here. I'm just seeing body damage. I mean, I didn't really plan on using this for flying, just, you know, put together, see parts or whatever, take apart. But yeah, that's pretty cool. So this is what we have so far. They're lights, which is cool. So they blink. They're flashing lights when the drone is going. These are the bushels. I already mentioned the bushels. This is the brain of the operation. You can see it has some damage right here. I don't think this may have been able to fly. It would have flown for a long time, or wouldn't have lasted any for, you know, a good flight, but it probably crashed and the guy was like, done, let's get another one. Another cheap drone. So what we have is, I already took this part off. This is the brains. This is the motherboard right here. The GPS, and then I lost every track. The antenna for it's the antenna for the remote control, all attached to one, and it was connected right here. And as you can see, this right here, the antenna is soldered into the motherboard, which is cool, and that's why I can't have nice things just knock things around. All right, so I have this all taken apart. What I really wanted to get to was the battery and to see if it worked, but I'll get to that later. This little spider of electrical wires, I Just wanted to show you, these are the lights, the landing lights, gear lights, whatever you want to call them. There's one, so you notice a huge difference, not a huge difference, but the red and white or red and black wires, and these have red, black, and white wires. And see how they are connected. This light though, the white is not connected at all to anything. So crash, boom, as you can see on this, on the body, and cracked, it's crashed, that light didn't work. Anyway, the battery, this piece. So this is the casing for the battery. I was looking for something like this for a similar project or a different project. I took it apart. Well, yeah, I took it apart. Still charges, which means it works, which is awesome, which is what I really wanted to do. You get all the green lights. For a second there, I thought it wasn't gonna work. I was like, oh my God. Anyway, 4 green lights means that the power's, it's completely powered. That is awesome. And it charges too, so good times. That out of all of this, out of this whole thing, this is what I was looking for, and it works. So what I've done so far is I've taken the camera off, which wasn't that hard. It's already coming off. But it's just a wire attached. You can see at the bottom, just unplug it, unhook it, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, so that came off pretty easy. And then of course, you can see the propellers, and they're just unscrew. They're tightened on, or screwed on to the bushels right there. Came off. My next project or task is to take these off, the propeller guards. I also want to point out these markings right here. It's a sign of a crash, and you look closer, you can clearly sign that there's some you can clearly see that there's some damage there. It took a hit. So I'll tell you what, these screws were not meant to come out easy. Very hard to get out. Mostly because the frame's bent up. I already showed you some of the spots. The frame's all bent, and the screws were stripped. Some of them were. Anyway, extremely hard to get out. Not extremely hard, but whatever. So you have the bushels, propellers. There we go. Propellers over here. Good times. And then you have the brains of the operation. The battery would be right here. There's no battery in there, but that's the battery compartment right there, which leads to the brains and motherboard, which leads to probably the GPS system. Hopefully, I don't know. Anyway, cool. So I made a mistake. Once I've taken all of this apart, I realized I made a mistake. This was not a GPS or whatever. This was the on-off button. My bad. And you see this spider web, or not spider, this spider looking thing here is, you have the main body, or main system, main brain, and it's a computer system. Motherboard, this is the motherboard, there we go. This is the motherboard. You have the battery wires, and that's pretty much it. And you look over here, you can see the damage that it took. So it hit on this side, and you can see the wires, their lights, which is kind of cool. And it's not really a big deal, but it's just, I think it's cool to see anyway. So, and then you have this, which is another light, which was leading to this, which was a light to this. So this piece goes right here, connects to that, and this piece connects to right here. This piece connects to here. And the wires would go through here. This one stays on the outside because that's the antenna, but that's cool. And that is where the SIM card would go, or the memory card, or whatever it is. And this is the camera. Bam. I'll put that back together because that's useful.